All right, boys, super excited. I think this is like episode 5 of the What's Next series. Although the joke that we've been saying, and we're almost going to just change it, is it's like the What's Now. So I'm here with 2 superstars, back to back superstars, Corey Mulhern, Zeke Siembor. You guys have been a dynamic duo for a long time.
10 years, I think.
Like
together,
the longest in the company, probably, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 10 years together, the both of us. Yeah.
Now that is something that in the beginning was never a thing. Like it was always like a shakeup. They'd shake it up. Why is it that you felt like you guys definitely paved the way? You guys were the first What's Next. Like, all right, this is next, and this is now like they're gonna build a rapport together. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything, right? I mean, when there's success, you want to keep it that way, right? So Corey and I found, we're friends outside of work, not just at work, but when we started working together, it was new for us. And, we just hit it off, man. I mean, we work hand in hand with each other. We both have that hunger, that passion that keeps driving. So like, I know if I'm not having a good day, Corey's there to lift me up, and vice versa. We always talk, in sales, it's, there's ups and downs always in sales, right? And, Corey and I have never had a down at the same time in 10 years, believe it or not, which is what we joke. Yeah, we always joke about that, Like, what are we going to do if we both have a down week, and we're both feeling in the dumps,
Right.
Because we do. We pick each other up, I mean, when I'm down, he picks me up. When he's down, I pick him up. And it's worked, Success makes everything better.
I mean, not just success, but constant success. How many years, I want to say it's in a row, but how many years has it been you've won Executive of the Year, you've won the BDS of the Year?
For me, out of the 11 years I've been here, I think 9 of the 11 for me.
Yeah, we've been number one 8
during those 10 years.
8 out of the 10 years together. We've been number 1 in the company. So
wow.
Yeah.
It's funny because I had Nick Palermo's been a long time employee, right? And one of the things that he said is it's difficult to not plateau in anything you've done year after year after year. And for many overachievers like yourselves, there is no plateau.
Yeah.
How do you not plateau? Like, I'll go to Corey first. Like, how do you not plateau?
I'll be honest with you. I'll go back to something that Zeke said that I think is important. He talked about like having that drive and that, just like constant pushing yourself. And that's not something I don't think that's taught. I think that's something that you kind of inherently have in you, and you can kind of turn it to different levels, right? But I would say a big part of it goes back to both of us are athletes. We both played sports at a pretty decently high level. So I think there's a lot of things that we took from that, relying on each other, constantly pushing, but it's just never just sitting back and being like, okay, I feel like I made it. You got to keep trying to get to that next gear, and you never know when it's going to start or stop, but you just got to keep pushing.
Nothing's ever good enough. That's what it is.
Right.
That's what it boils down to, right? So you have a goal set, you get to that goal, and then you're not satisfied at that goal, and then you've got another goal, right? So you're constantly, it's mind-boggling. It's frustrating at times because you're never satisfied with where you're at, but that's the drive.
It's funny because I know the feeling. Like I talked to my wife about it. She's like, I always do. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. She's asked.
Yeah.
She goes, what is it?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, but it's the never settling. I don't know. For me, it was like, I have ADHD and forever. Like I know, and I talked to my mom, like it was definitely a struggle. I give her all the credit. Now it's a superpower. Like I know upstairs people are like, how are you doing 7 things at once? I'm like, I don't know. I just get it.
You just do it.
I just do it.
Yeah, you just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now setting the bar, and I do think that a big part, you talked about it, right? That even outside, you guys are friends. So first of all, Corey is like first, second week back to work, right?
Yeah.
So here's the exciting
Third child.
So three
boys,
kids,
3 boys,
3 kids.
Yeah.
Wait, you have 3 boys too?
No,
we talked him into the third. We talked him into the third.
You did, yeah. We were kind of on the back and forth,
and
and Zeke said, "You'll never regret the third one, but you'll regret not having it." And then that kind of pushed us over the edge. But I got the boy and 2 girls, so that's the only difference. It's probably not as chaotic as 3 boys. But.
So now here's something that I know, right? And you talked about sports, talked about pushing, and for Zeke, I know specifically because we're friends as well. You're a coach now.
Coach.
Right? How does
All
it
day, every day.
feel? Because I do feel that you also have an impact here coaching others on it, right? You guys do stuff differently, right? I do give Bob credit for the different statement, right?
Yep.
If our difference better, you guys do
Yep.
things differently. You kind of always done. How has it been coaching, your boys, and are you coaching yet?
Yeah, I'm coaching a couple of sports myself too. So baseball and soccer.
It's the same mentality as we have here, right? So like, there's millions of coaches, right? Just like there's millions of salespeople out there, but it's about finding what works for your team, for your players, again, setting those goals, getting them there, and then setting new goals, So it's the same sort of thing. I mean, what we do outside of work is what we do inside of work, I'm in a little bit different situation because I also have another driving force, my wife. We got to give a shout out to Stacy, because she's like the gas to my fire too, So even if Corey
she very much could have been in here.
Very much could have been in here, without doubt. Probably a better speaker too than me, but it's the same way. So I have that constantly, right? So I have Corey from my work and friends, we'll go out and we'll hang out once in a while together outside of work. But I also, work's never off because I have Stacy there too, being the one that pushes and drives me, and we compete together,
Yep.
So,
oh, I know. It all depends what week who I'm going to read of who was
the 1 year she was number one, I think, and I wasn't that year because
you're kind of a teammate to the both of them in a way as well, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I've naturally when you get close to somebody, when their spouse works here, it just happens. And I mean, Stacy's got tons of my sales over the past too, and the nice thing about working them is they're a little bit interchangeable. They're both, the way that they sell is slightly different. But I have all the confidence in the world that if I set a good appointment and I put it on either of their calendars, it's in fantastic hands.
Yeah. So along that as well, right? We talk about the what's next. You guys specifically have been game changers in what we do because you haven't stayed stagnant. You all have evolved.
Always evolved.
So you came with the next side, the original what's next.
Yeah.
What is it about the continually evolving? Like, do you like that? Do you not? And that,
well,
that
first of all, I don't like change. Tell you that. I don't like change, but evolving is different than changing. Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. But I do think you have to evolve, and ultimately it's somewhat change. But you don't, like, your heart doesn't have to change,
right?
So the offerings that we have, specifically even the HelloNation, we just got out of a meeting. How do you feel about even what we're offering now, and when you're offering it to our clients?
I mean, it's unbelievable, right? So even with Next, right? I mean, we help local businesses, right? I mean, with HelloNation, we're still helping local businesses, but we're helping them become the industry expert or educator in the community, right? Through our national HelloNation platform, right? I mean, and that's, we're empowering them now as opposed to us just doing a job for them, right? They're the magic sauce now, not us. We're the man behind the curtain now. Evolving in that direction is what drives me right now. I've always wanted to help local businesses, right? Now we're, the way that we're helping is different because they're educating. They're doing what they do every day in their life. And that's just answering questions and talking to the people that want to be clients of theirs. We're just doing it before they come to see them,
Yeah. How is it for you setting these up? Like, when we change, like, what is it you're saying? And like, are they almost ready? Like, I can imagine you do such a good job that they're like, yep, we're ready. But what's it like when you're setting it up?
I'll kind of go back a little bit. So when you talked about like the evolution and the vision of the company, I think it's incredibly rare, especially in sales, but anywhere really, to be at a company these days for more than 2, 3, 4 years. I mean, most people I know are 1 year and then they're moving around. I think one of the big reasons that him and I have been so successful and that we stay here is because that vision from Bob, from leadership, has always been there to move us in the right direction. And we're not stuck in one spot. We're always kind of ahead of the game. And that's what you want out of leadership as somebody who works for a company. But going back to setting these appointments, I mean, you have to have the mindset of like, I know how much these businesses can benefit from it. I got to do my best job to make sure they take the time to see it. Because otherwise I'm doing a disservice.
Well, you don't understand how important that is, right? So we call it like tee it up, right? If I get an appointment from someone, else that I'm not used to working with, like Corey, like hand in hand, right? They come into that appointment different. They might not know the things that I want them to know, or they might, you know what I mean? So like that's everything. And that's part of that camaraderie that we've built over the last 10 years together. I mean, he knows how to set it. He knows how I want a prospect,
I have had the benefit being here so long as well. We've gone around.
Yeah.
And I think it was when you were giving Christmas gifts and I was filming it in the beginning. And I remember you getting a call in the car from Corey. You're like, yeah, no, perfect. Yep. Exactly. That's exactly perfect. Okay. Now I didn't hear the other end.
Yeah.
You get off and you're like, yeah, that'll be a sale. Like you just knew, I would assume from what he said, but like, I do think that camaraderie is so
it's huge. Yeah.
There's like, when your wife's mad at you, she doesn't have to yell at you. You get the signals, when your kids want something, right? I mean, you do. You
Sleepovers?
sense that. You sense that, My son all of a sudden starts taking the garbage out. I'm like, all right, what do you want? Right. That's kind of like, what we have. It's kind of cool.
So in all of the offerings, what has been your favorite? Again, we'll start. What has been your favorite, like, to lead up to or to get our clients excited? What has been your favorite in your 11 years here that we've had? What has been your favorite to tee up?
Going back to Next, when I first got to the company in 2015, I came in with the local link, right? And that was kind of like the path that everybody took. You start there and then you can branch off. And it wasn't until probably about 6 to 9 months in that I even got influenced by Next. But quickly seeing the different ways that we're helping people and how quickly it's evolved. HelloNation is just Next on extreme steroids, right? Like we're talking about something that is so beneficial to a business and is also almost ahead of its time, to the point where like you're trying to, like I said, I'm trying to not do a disservice to you as a business owner by saying, you really got to see this. Like, we got to get your name. I know how great you are. The community knows how great you are. We need the world to know how great you are.
Yep. No, for me, it is fun because like I'll be out, I'm in a golf league or leave somebody over. Like, what do you do? And I go, well, everything that I've done is completely turned upside down. And it's all about what you're doing on your phone and this and that. And like, I'm just talking quick and thinking they're not, and her jaw's on the ground. She's like, holy shit. And she went to a big, she cut hair, but she went to a big like expose thing down in New Orleans. She comes back, calls me, and she goes, okay, can you set me up with whoever? Because the main presenter gets up on stage and he's like, look, everything's changing, this, that. There's a new thing called AEO. Does anybody know it? She goes, I was the only one to raise my hand. She goes, and it was only because of what you said about it.
Yep. Right.
And it really is like, we're doing a disservice if you don't know about it.
Right.
It's so, it does feel like we are ahead of the curve.
You need to have it in 2026. Yeah.
Totally. Well, it's the word of
80
mouth.
80 billion questions, I think I just read on Google last year. 80 billion questions.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, AI, we're at the ground floor of AI, right? It's going to continue to.
I had a fun one last time. I'll do it with you guys.
Yeah.
How old do you think like AI, like the ChatGPT, the this, that we know of?
How old is it?
You might know because you probably did.
Well, right. Well, I'm going to guess that it's older than what somebody would say. I bet it's been around a lot longer than we think.
Okay, but the impact one that we've made, and again, I'd go a year. Look it up.
For me,
year and a half.
Yeah, I was going to say about 2 years is when I start remembering really hearing about things like that.
I want to say it was like 2.5, 3 is what they said. They go, think of that, right? As a child, going back to our kids. You know nothing at the age of 3. Yeah. Think about how fast it's learning. I mean, you guys watch kids and how quick they adapt and learn. And
yep,
crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun.
It is fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
So, what has been your best success story from a client where when you meet up with them a year later, or when you meet up, or you guys also have the incredible advantage of a lot of your clients are not just a 1-year client. Yeah. You have long standing.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's where I was actually going to go. So I just had the perfect meeting of kind of full circle, right? So I met with a Next client that I had sold back. They were 9 or 10 year Next client. 9 or 10 years working with us, and I got the chance to meet with them. In fact, actually, it's more than that. So it was Lee Jewelers down in Vero Beach.
Darn it, I was really hoping that you were going to say the one in Colorado Springs from our adventure.
Yeah, Colorado Springs. I got a lot of clients there too. Actually, Custom Dax is out there that I still work with. But Lee Jewelers. So I had traveled down. I met them in person. Believe it or not, I met the mom and the dad. Right? In Vero Beach, it's a beautiful little jewelry store, high end, very luxury, high end. In
You
Vero
get a
Beach.
trade. You got an extra trade.
I did not get a trade at the time. I should have, if Stacy was traveling with me, I might have. So I met with them and presented next to them. They loved it. The mom and dad, so that would probably be longer. I think it's 12 years now. Yeah. And so I had a meeting with them just a couple weeks ago. And it happened to be the daughter now. I didn't know this, right? When I met with them, I didn't know this at all. So I'm like, hey, came down there to meet with y'all. And she's like, yeah, that was my mom and dad. I was like, oh, awesome. See if they remember me. I'm like, Zeke's kind of an easy name to remember. You might. I doubt it, but you never know, right? But that was kind of full circle for me, because, at the time, that's the conviction, the belief that I had. And next is that we would have these clients for 6, 7, 8, 10, 12 years. And we did. And it was mine. And now I'm meeting with the daughter and she loved HelloNation. And now they signed up for HelloNation. So not only are we doing the SEO with her, but now we're doing the AEO too.
That's the fun thing for me is I had Kate and I had James in here. Next, and SEO is still vital for a business, right? You can't have great AEO without a good SEO. So now stories like that, you talk about those 9, 10, 11-year clients. I mean, we've made great SEO. I think our next team is unbelievable.
Awesome.
And
very good.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
it just goes to show they've been a client for 10, 12 years,
Yeah.
I always tell people and business owners, SEO is about being found. AEO is about being chosen.
Love that. So now you told that story of the client. I'm sure that you have a ton more, but what about new clients? So you're the one teeing them up. What's a more recent new client? And whether it was that you introduced them and start with an SEO or AEO, what's one that resonates with you? You're like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And I got so many good stories about clients. Like he's talking about, I have clients that I'm looking at from 10 years ago, 6 years ago that I'm now calling for HelloNation. So that's cool. But yeah, I mean, just reaching out, we're working with the Better Business Bureau. I've kind of had my hand in that since 2019-ish, something like that. So meeting with businesses on the BBB, knowing that what they're doing is old school advertising, just paying money to have their name at the top of a list, and then being able to introduce them to this, it's like mind blowing. So I know we had an auto repair service. I think they were called First Choice Auto Repair, and they were a very new company. I think they had been in business just long enough to qualify for HelloNation, but they were kind of struggling a little bit to get their names out there. And husband and wife team, I think, classic husbands under the car, wife's answering the phones. That's it. And I remember them telling me on the phone, it sounded too good to be true. They actually said
those
that.
Are my favorites.
Yes. Yeah. And we ended up selling them and they did HelloNation. And I mean, it's night and day difference of what they look like online versus now. So
you get a lot of wows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it's new. It's new to us. And this is what we're selling.
It really is unbelievable. I do got to give Bob a lot of credit again, because his trying to explain it for so many of us, we're cool. We've had it for a year and a half. It is so new. What we're offering it is so different, but it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I really don't understand how a business wouldn't have it or wouldn't want it. And that's where I can't wait.
For local businesses, it's the way that they've built their company, right? They've built the right way, right? You're not renting space. You're not self-promoting or grabbing attention, You're educating. You're donating your wisdom that you've had for 25 years in the community, right? We're just putting it in a different spot so that it doesn't just stick to your office or your shop. We're getting it out there.
No, it is absolutely incredible. Because you kind of get to it. What advice more do you have for either BDS or sales on ways for them to secret sauce giveaway? What's your secret sauce giveaway? We're not going to tell them the secret sauce. This ain't a Big Mac.
The funny thing is, so obviously over the years we've been asked this 100 times. right? Hundreds and thousands of times from everybody. What do you do? What's the secret sauce? The funny joke is there's not a secret sauce, right? There's not like people are looking for like a one-word answer, you know? If I was to give a one-word answer, it's we're the expert. We are what we're pitching, right? So that's, and if you think about that word expert, it's taking everything to the highest level of interpretation. Everything that we do, right? Calls, research, appointment. Every time I'm at 100 on the call I give them everything, the business owner, right? Every single time. You have to. I have to be the one educating them so that they can be the educator, you know? But yeah, there really is no secret sauce. I mean, I have a quote. It's my favorite quote, so I got to plug it in because it's a very famous one.
Okay.
See if you know who it's by. I'm sure you do. It's a very famous one. But I tell my kids this too, because I've always lived by this. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Michael Scott.
No, that's not it.
Yes, it is.
No.
Did you not see the show?
Yeah, I did see that. Michael Scott. Good.
Michael Scott by Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah. There you go. Good.
So actually, I think we've been golfing and we say that too, right?
All the time. Yeah. But in reality, and that's the thing, you know, is taking risks. You know, that's how I look at that quote. You know, take risks. Don't not do something. You know, don't be the expert. You know, you want to do all those things. You know, it's a cheesy quote. I hate, but it's literally, that's what I've always lived by. I tell my kids it. It's like sound bites, but don't settle. Keep working. Never be complacent. You know, always continue to set goals ahead. You know, I mean, that's the secret sauce.
Yeah, I personally don't like the that's a soundbite because I think that a soundbite is easily interpreted like, great, like. I like a good soundbite,
right?
Because again,
that's what sticks.
I think I like to think of myself as a high achiever, right?
Yeah.
Expert as well. I hear that and I'm like, I know what you mean. I know, I get it.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
All right. So what's your advice?
So for me, I mean, Zeke kind of talked about it a little bit. If I was giving advice to somebody, coming into the company who's going to be setting appointments and working their way up, whatever, is take the time to ask questions, do the research, put in the time for you to feel like the expert. Because I promise you, there's a huge difference, and you'll hear it when you get on the phone and you know your stuff and you are the professional in charge of the conversation. And when you are just, umming and bumbling, to use a phrase that Bob uses, there's a huge difference. And, you're gonna miss a lot of opportunities unless you take the time to put that in. So become the expert, become the professional, and then the success will follow that.
Here's a relatable analogy. Everyone can relate to this, right? You go out to dinner with your wife, fancy restaurant, right? You sit down, server comes over to you. You say, what's good on the menu? Server one says, everything. Or everything, but I'd go for the surf and turf, the highest priced menu item. Of
course,
right? What's the first thing you think of?
Of course he would.
Yeah. Okay. This person knows nothing about this menu.
Yeah.
Right. I don't even want to be here. I want to get up sometimes when that happens. Right. Because I'm like, everything's not great here. It can't be. Right. All right. Next server comes over at the next restaurant, fancy restaurant, ready to spend a lot of money. Right. Come over and you say, what's good here? Well, I would not go for the surf and turf, even though it's the highest priced item. But I would go for the chicken French. It's a local favorite. The pasta is homemade, blah, 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 blah. This is all the sauces. This is what's in it. This is how it's cooked. It's my absolute favorite, right? Now you feel great about that. You don't care what the bill is, right? That person is the expert. And it's the same thing with us, right? If you get on the phone and you stumble and bumble, or we're going to ask a question we don't know the answer to. We're the server who doesn't know the menu. I love chicken French. So good.
Chicken French sandwich.
So good. So good. It's a Rochester thing. A lot of people don't know about it. You go somewhere else, nobody knows what chicken French is. Yeah. I make a mean chicken French.
Do you?
I do. Make a pretty good chicken French.
I got a little thing on the side. We may have to have you bring it over.
Oh, I make a good chicken. I saw that thing on the side. Yeah. I make a good chicken French. So
I love it. All right. What is your 30-second on why somebody needs HelloNation before we go?
30-second on why someone needs HelloNation. You need HelloNation because you've spent all of your time, your effort, your sweat, your blood, your tears sometimes generations, into building this business and collecting that knowledge and all of that stuff that you have that can help everybody in the community. And you need the right platform to be able to get that message out. And if you don't have it, it's almost like all of that stuff was a waste of time. You have to have the right platform to get that expert education out to the public.
Good tip.
People don't wake up needing a dentist. They don't wake up needing a plumber, right? They wake up and go, why is my pipe leaking? Why are my gums bleeding? Right? So if you want to become the trusted source that AI recommends, the educator that answers those questions whenever there becomes a question about gums bleeding or your pipe leaking or your roof with a hole in it, that's why you need HelloNation.
Boys, love it because I know I threw you right on the spot with it. But clearly we know.
Oh, we know it. We're the experts.
Right.
Right?
Complete.
Yeah,
Well,
take the
and
time.
again, it shows why 9 years BDS of the year, 9 years executive of the year, duo combo. And
And we're still
just love
going.
Yep.
yeah,
Still going.
yeah. Good luck. Catch up, right?
Anytime soon.
Yeah. Wow. Gentlemen, from the What's Next, What's Current, What's Now series, Corey, Zeke, thank you, boys.
Thanks for having
Thanks,
us, Tim.
Tim. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching HelloNation.